Welcome to r/Today I effed up. We all have those moments where we do something ridiculously stupid. Our first F up comes from user RainbowXCaro. This actually just happened about 30 minutes ago. I was doing groceries and had a mask on. It's mandatory here. I got complimented on this by an elderly man. I thought it was just nice and continued shopping. Later in the store I ran into him again and he started to talk to me. Now I work with the elderly and I've heard countless stories of people feeling or being lonely, so I figured it would probably be really nice for him if I just chatted along. After I left the store, he came up to me and invited me over for a cup of tea or coffee. I politely declined, but he persisted that it would be just for 5 minutes. Having a soft spot for the elderly, I agreed. My gut was telling me this guy was probably nice anyway. He insisted on carrying my bags and kept telling me about his life and asking me about mine. What could go wrong? We arrived at his small apartment and it was nice and a clean place. I felt comfortable. He made me a cup of tea and we continued talking. However, I did notice he kept shoving his chair towards me a bit until he was ultimately too close for comfort and I shoved my chair backwards. He did apologise, as he also did for touching above my chest when talking about my good heart. At this point I started feeling a lot less comfortable and was drinking my hot tea as fast as possible. The burns on my tongue were worth it. His son came in at one point too. This is when he moved his chair back to a proper distance. That did set off some alarm bells. When I finished my tea, he kept asking if I would come again. I used my boyfriend as an excuse to say I didn't think so. One last thing he tried before I left was pull my collar to expose the chesticles. But I was quick and held my sweater, and therefore chest area, with my arms so it didn't budge. I made sure to get the F out of there as quickly as possible after that. When people tell you to stay away from strangers, you probably should, so you don't end up in a bad or uncomfortable situation like I did. Nothing major or horrible happened, but I certainly need to get this off my chest, because I was definitely uncomfortable. Too long didn't read. Elderly man asked me to come over for a cup of tea. Out of empathy/pity for the lonely man, I agreed. He acted quite inappropriately, and I got out of there ASAP. Edit, because I don't want people to fight over it in the comments. I definitely do not think his actions are on me. I effed up by not listening to the advice I have been given all my life. Don't go with strangers, because even though I am not a kid, I could have gotten hurt, or worse. This is why I effed up. Second edit, to the people who are being kind and asking if I'm okay with it, truly I am doing A-okay, and even though I'm a bit shaken up, it's a healthy amount that won't have any lasting damage on me. Thank you for your kind words. Our next F-up comes from user Narbicus. This happened like 10 years ago in my mid-teens, but I don't know, reading some of the posts on here made me remember it, and I still kinda laugh and cringe on it. I had just turned up to tryouts for one of my local Sunday football teams. Soccer, for those that say that. It was a Saturday morning at a football club, so naturally there's going to be a lot of kids running around being kids. A group of adults huddled around the edge of the car park before things got going, when a kid probably about 5 years old runs and bumps into the side of one of said adults and goes rolling like the little kid in the wee bowling meme. I couldn't hold in my laugh, it was too quick. Not like some sick sadistic cackle, but like some sort of autopilot giggle. But I was the only one to do it out of everyone there, and to make matters worse, turns out to be the manager of the team's kid, who instantly turns around to me and goes, "What? You think that's funny, do you?" Me, in instant panic mode, not knowing what to do, just replies, "No?" But I say it like I didn't just blatantly laugh out loud, and he's a butthole for even suggesting it. In the end, he just glares at me and sees his kid before rounding us all up to start tryouts. I awkwardly fall in with the others, my brain telling me I've got a chance here without being a clear standout, but my dumb pride took me all the way through the tryouts anyway. Too long didn't read, laughed at the coach's kid getting wiped out. Didn't make team. From You Shall Call Me Betty. So this happened Tuesday and I'm still reeling from the situation. So I was at my brother's, who's 38's house, watching the election and eating pizza with my niece who's 23, sister who's 43, and brother and his girlfriend who's 38. Niece and I were playing a mobile game that's basically just an easy cash grab with lots of in-app purchases, and I said she should add me as a friend so I can send her lives and whatnot. This mobile game uses ID codes to add friends, and I was reading mine aloud to her. I had to read it twice, but that's normal because I tend to talk too fast at times, so I don't think anything of it. When I was done, my niece looked like she was holding in a smile, and I asked her what was funny. She said, "Did you say W?" I say, "Yes." She said, "You know it's W, right? Because it's shaped like two U's." Apparently, the entire world pronounces the letter W as W. I've been saying W for my entire life. I now have anxiety anytime I spell something. Too long didn't read. I thought it was pronounced W. From No Bunny. Unlike most posts, this is happening right now. My partner is spending the weekend, so I started tidying up around the house. I had the great idea to wax quickly as well, as I didn't want to be rushing in the shower with a razor. I've used those little home wax kits a handful of times and had success, so I thought I could speed up the process by slapping on a couple all at once and ripping them off like Beyblades one after another. That's where the F-up happened. I don't know if it was just too much wax or I didn't pull the skin tight enough or what, but when I pulled off the first strip, all the wax stayed on my skin. Oops. Next strip, same thing. So now I'm freaking out a bit and I've stupidly pulled all the strips off the same way. The wax is clumped all over my baby bits. I tried baby wipes, soap, nothing. At this point, I'm standing in the bathroom panicking because my lady bits and butt are all glued and I can't even spread my legs, and my partner is less than 20 minutes away. Too long didn't read. Tried to be slicking wax like it was an Olympic sport. Now all my bits are stuck together. Update. My partner showed up early, and I'm locked in the bathroom writing this. I'm considering climbing out the window and leaving. Update number 2. I stood in place for a while and ended up getting a section of my thigh stuck too, so that was peachy. After freaking out for about 15 minutes and trying to figure out how to leave the bathroom, I did what an early commenter, Shadowband I think, suggested and took a hot shower. Someone else suggested oil-based liquids, so I thought, hey, shampoo, that's oil-based. Blame my general stupidity or frantic state, whatever, another wrong move. It's still kind of sticky, but on the bright side it smells like coconut now. I got a decent amount off with the hot water, then air dried and joined my partner. He questioned why I was in the bathroom for 45 minutes, but I just laughed it off and said, hair stuff. I'll be going to a professional from now on. Thanks for all your suggestions. From a Thackeray. It was late at night. I was in bed and needed to pee, but someone was in the bathroom. So lazily I grabbed a large plastic cup that was on my nightstand, peed in it, then went back to sleep. The following day woke up forgetting about the cup and went to school. The next night my girlfriend was over spending the night. She woke me up mid-sleep to say she was thirsty and didn't feel comfortable grabbing water with my parents still out in the living room. Frustrated and wanting to go back to sleep, I grabbed the full cup, not thinking or knowing pee was in it, because the lights were off, and handed it to her. She started drinking and moments later said the water tasted funny. I lazily said it was sitting on the nightstand for a while and it's probably stale. She tried drinking it again and then said she couldn't anymore because it tasted off. I frustratingly took the cup and drank it, and then, that's a little weird. Got out of bed, turned on the lights to see the yellow mellow colour of my pee that half filled this cup. Realising my mistake, I looked at her and she asked to see what's in the cup. The only thing that came to mind on the spot was to immediately start chugging the rest of the evidence before she could see or realise what the stale off taste actually was. After chugging a good amount of my own pee, I looked at her, said I was thirsty, and I will go grab us both fresh water. Side note, pee doesn't taste that bad. Too long didn't read. Peed in a cup. Gave it to my girlfriend forgetting it was pee, then had to drink the rest of it so she didn't find out. I had her drink my pee. From Thoroughway Scared Myself. So I'm easily spooked. It is incredibly easy to sneak up on me or make me jump. My roommate is creepily quiet, so I don't always hear him even when he tries to make himself known. Bless him for trying. This leads to most days where he greets me with, "Hey, good morning," and he's greeted with a scream. He thinks it's hilarious and teases me for it, but not in a mean way, and we both have a good laugh. I do try to get him back, but he's the opposite of me and it takes a lot to scare him. On to the F-up. Today I was putting away our Halloween decorations and found a big black rubber spider. He hates spiders, so I figured maybe I could finally give him a good scare. I put the spider on the kitchen floor by the entrance to the front door so he would see it when he got home. Now the door to my bedroom is across from the kitchen, also by the entrance. I went in my room, closed the door and ended my workday. I then got very stoned because hey, it's Friday. So now I'm high and I need a drink because dry mouth, and I open the bedroom door to go to the kitchen. I look down and see the giant demon spider, and all of a sudden I turn into Jim Carrey from Liar Liar, yelling out, "Holy hell!" collapsing back into my door and slamming it shut. After the heart attack went away, I slowly realised I just scared myself, trying to scare my roommate for making fun of me for being scared. Too long didn't read. I'm bad at pranks. And our final F-up today is from Oh F-up Throwaway. Today I F'd up by catching feelings on OnlyFans. No, I know, that's not how that site works. I know. I'm sub to a handful of creators, and I talk with them and buy content and tip, and they're sweet and flirty and nice. And it's not like this. This one added me on Snapchat, doesn't charge me for content, tells me about her actual life and all that. I tell myself she's just really good at her job. I tell myself I'm too old for her. I'm 33, she's 20. I still get depressed when she ignores my messages for an entire day. I'm not a neckbeard that has never known the difference between kindness and a crush. I was married for a decade. F COVID. I'm a regular schlub that effed around and got invested in an imaginary online relationship. I just had to vent to someone because I've got to distance myself from the creator with whom I've become enamored. Downvote if you must. Let this die if you want. I don't effing care. Too long didn't read. I developed a crush on a pretty girl when there was no way she was into me, and I 100% knew better. And that was r/Today I Effed Up. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you liked it. That helps me out a lot. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new. And if you're not new, or if you are, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads.